Did you know that concrete is the most widely used man-made material in the world? But can it be more environmentally friendly? Hi, I'm Ebony. I'm an engineering thesis student, and here at the UQ Concrete Labs, we're working on concrete with the lower carbon footprint. To make traditional concrete, you need three things: water, cement mix, and aggregate, usually small rocks and sand. But cement mix takes lots of energy in factories to grind to such a fine powder. That's bad news for the environment, so we started looking at ways to reduce it. This is limestone powder. Limestone is a soft sedimentary rock, and there's lots of it around. That's a great start, but what about aggregate like rocks and sand? We can replace some of it with something we have way too much of: glass. Yes, glass. We recycle lots of glass in Australia, but small pieces of glass are hard to recycle, so they often go to landfill. Instead, we can make our concrete with more of these tiny glass pieces and less sand from the environment. It's a win-win. These tiny pieces are less than 2 millimetres across, and they've been smoothed in a centrifuge so there's no sharp edges. To make our lower carbon footprint concrete, first we have to carefully weigh our limestone powder and crushed glass. We pour them into this electric mixer called a pan mixer, stir them together, then add water. In less than 15 minutes we get this: fresh, wet concrete ready to pour. Getting the mix right can be a challenge. The concrete needs to be fluid enough to pour into a shape, but extremely strong once it sets. So we do two different tests. The first is called a slump test. It shows us the concrete's consistency or workability. It's a bit like building a sandcastle. We fill this cone with wet concrete, then lift the cone away and measure how much the concrete has slumped. The further the concrete spreads, the more easily it will flow on the work site. Now for the strength test. This one's called the compression test. These concrete samples have had 4 weeks to set hard. They're ready for a compression test with this steel hydraulic press. It tells us how much force the concrete can withstand. So is our concrete recipe as strong as regular concrete? Wow, yes it is. That took a lot of pressure to break, the equivalent to the weight of an entire humpback whale sitting on top. So thanks to our test, we know that our lower carbon footprint concrete can be used anywhere, instead of traditional concrete, with lots of benefits to the environment too.